Hi guys, good to be back. Happy New Year everyone. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and some time with the family, and had a little good break, and it's been quite a tumultuous year emotionally, energetically, micro, macro. Obviously there's a lot of war and other things going on and crisis across the board, but more importantly in our internal selves, because our internal selves now are generating so much of this ancient trauma that it's very, very hard to understand exactly what's going on. And because that emotion is coming up in abundance, it's really debilitating for a lot of people. So this message for today sort of offers some understanding around that process and what we need to do. But ultimately, it's that surrender to the soul that I've talked about since day one. Obviously, next year is going to be hard. These next 2 years actually, as we go deeper into the chaos, to birth that new consciousness. Now, running parallel with this chaos is the light consciousness, so it is there, and the more you can work on yourself, the easier it is to feel that energy. And there's actually a lot of excitement that run parallel with the chaos, because ultimately it's a rebirth, right? So we have to bring up the deepest of the shadow self. So again, this is happening through human collective consciousness. So everything that's being played out now on the physical platform is a projection of human collective consciousness that has been denied, and is of course the most ancient trauma is moving through. So a lot of people that are in denial, so the mental health is going to go off the charts next year, or this year, because the emotional body is in so much denial that the soul has to push it somewhere. So it's going to manifest through disease and illness, and it's going to go into a lot of people's organs, obviously, as we know. But ultimately, it's going to go into the mental body, because we're a mentally dominated society. You know, we suppress that emotional energy. So again, this is why mental illness has been thriving, for the last sort of 5 years or so. So really understanding the process of your own consciousness is redefining your ability to understand that you are a non-physical being. And that imprint of energy is trying to move through. We're holographic imprints of our soul body. So of course, what's happening now is the soul is saying, right, well, we have to move in this new frequency, in this current. The planet is changing, and I've spoken about the atom, our DNA, everything's shifting and moving, misinformation. And we have to have oscillation in process in the next 2 years. We can't have anything unilateral in our bodies, because oscillation creates a magnetic energy that draws in divine current or frequency consciousness. So this original algorithm, Source's original algorithm, which is the same, everyone has that original algorithm in them. So obviously our DNA is all separate to our individual cells, but the one thing is the same, is that original source coding. That is reawakening in ourselves now. So in order for us to receive that, we have to have oscillation moving. And it's the same in the brain as well. The two hemispheres have to starting to merge as one again, so we can draw in that frequency. And of course, there's a lot of stuff that's going on at the cellular level to reorganize that frequency, so we can actually move in to a lighter consciousness, or a light body consciousness. So this is really the process over the next few years. To really establish a light, it's going to be a long time. It's going to be decades away. As there will be a lot of changes, obviously, but really 2050, 2070, that period is going to, we're going to really be living that new earth experience. Now, up until that time, there's going to be a lot of shifts and other things going on. But ultimately, the next couple of years, on a personal level, if you go into self-inquiry now, you will come out the other end of this and feel so much lighter. So yeah, that is the process. That's what's going on, and all this information obviously is coming from spirit. So I'm going to read off the message now. So this is a prediction for 2024, and we'll go from there. All right. So I channeled this actually 2 days ago, so it's very relevant. Okay. So many of you are awakening to a dormant frequency that is ready to be acknowledged. The time is now for self-inquiry and transformation. You are remembering yourselves that to search outwardly is the illusion of matter. Steadfast readiness and potential is the energy of 2024. It is your heart's truest desire. Sitting idle awakens lethargy or lethargy. You no longer need to be puppets on a string. It's about questioning the narrative and seeking your own answers from within. There are many sad experiences on the planet as we speak, hugely traumatic for the participants and even those watching the trauma and the suffering. We tell you now, this is divinely orchestrated, for nothing goes against anyone's will. What you must all understand this year is things will be perceived to get worse, and that is okay. For the depth of the darkness must be experienced before you awaken in a new earth frequency. They are trying to push the AI model because deep down they fear their humanity. They fear their true power, so they would rather give it away. Technology must match the frequency of a heart desired in light. When an unprocessed, conditioned emotional body produces technology, it will be out of alignment. AI is meant to do the heavy lifting. However, the creators of this technology are out of alignment with their own inner power, and this is where the problem lies. So there will be great debate this year. Until you advance your technology in alignment, it is wise to speak up against anything that doesn't feel right. So human collective consciousness is the most powerful tool that you have to effect change or stay in servitude. The choice is yours. There are many ancient sea creatures coming to the surface. They are a reminder of a collapsed society. All of you know in your hearts the destruction you have caused on this planet in different earth cycles. And it's the fellowship of man that these beings now wish to align with. Many of them are non-physical, but they mirror the devastation created from the ego without the love of the soul when it is allowed to reign supreme. So the financial world will be a talk for many of you. The shadow forces are trying to suppress this awakening period by holding you in fear. And the money system has been one of the greatest control mechanisms on the planet. The financial world will be a talk for many of you. So the shadow forces, are holding this greatest control mechanisms on the planet. So the shadow forces are trying to suppress this awakening, but the control mechanisms on the planet, so don't be alarmed. So there's no such thing as scarcity or lack. So the universe is infinitely abundant. This is just a game being played out to manipulate your own will. Do not listen to the propaganda, because as soon as you do, and you fear the information, you are out of alignment with your soul, and the puppet show continues. You all agree to have this experience, so there is no judgment. However, the original source algorithm is reconnecting to the planet to awaken and move us out of the old cycle. And in order to do that, you must be aware of the shadow forces. You cannot transform something or awaken to anything if you do not understand it. So many of you will become ill with respiratory and throat issues. This is the denial that you are a non-physical being, with the refusal to release trauma. This is now surfacing. You are all fully able to govern yourselves. You do not need someone to tell you what to do. What you do need to understand is that you have a soul overseeing your physical incarnation, and it is tired of not being heard. Your soul is the life force that allows you to even move in your body and open your eyes in the morning. Without the soul, there is no experience here. It doesn't matter how intelligent you are through academia, what you've achieved on this planet, how you are perceived by others, because ultimately, until you go into self-inquiry, uncover the trauma from many lifetimes that has been denied, you can no longer be in alignment with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. The energy this year sits in the sacral chakra of Mother Earth. Her desire is to receive the feminine frequency, to awaken a new creative pursuit for the enhancement of the human population, to awaken in all of you the innocence of your inner child that you have denied since you were 8 years old. The cornerstone of all healing is surrender. And when you surrender to the soul body, each step will be given to you easily and effortlessly. This year is about surrendering the mind in a way that enhances your life, instead of the constant negative chatter, false belief systems, and illusionary pursuits. This year will feel very heavy for a lot of you, and that is the weight of human denial coming to the surface. However, you can navigate a different path if your desire is to let go of the old framework, the old ways of doing things, and your belief systems about who you are and what lies beyond the physical world. For none of you really know or remember, and it's been set up this way to ultimately so you can trust your feelings again, which are the governing force of all universes. Logic alone will not save you or the planet, so we say you must work on yourself first before you go out and try and help another. It is very important, so you are a mirror of the transformation people are seeking. Desire needs to be felt in your heart, not from your base chakras. And your base chakras will be stimulated this year through excess, glamour, and materialism. Feel first before you embark on any desire. You are being tested in some ways to bring those feelings into the heart. And what was desired before may not be the case now. However, your mind will tell you the opposite. As you say, dangling a carrot, that is the highlight of this year. World politics will augment and confuse the populations. If you listen carefully, you will see and feel the misinformation and how much out of alignment they really are. A year of transparency for you to finally see and feel your own truth. But more importantly, see how the world is mirroring back to you the dysfunction that you all hold in your cellular memory. You feel locked in a prison, and in a sense you are, because you are out of alignment with your own feelings. You will see a heightened panic and anxiety in people around you. It is only happening because they are in denial of what they feel within. This energy needs to be expressed, and it cannot be suppressed any longer. And if denied or ignored, it will manifest in such a way, including depleting the physical body. They are looking to release a new form of oxygen therapy to enhance the mitochondria in the cells, which will increase the healing process. And it is more advanced than your current oxygen tanks. Let go of trying to control outcomes. Surrender this to the soul and all will be revealed. It is going to be a challenging time for many of you because your egos have been in control for so long and you have started to believe the narrative your mind has told you. We say to you very clearly, you are not who you think you are. You are all magnificent, empowered beings that have lost touch with their identity. There will be a few strange experiences around the world. This is spirit and the extraterrestrial community in operation. There are many operations currently running on your planet, but ultimately the Earth is awakening from her adolescence and rejoining her galactic brethren. And all of you are welcome to awaken this truth yourself and become part of that wider community. Control and illusion. The game of smoke and mirrors has been a very interesting experience, but this time is up, and to continue in illusion will only bring suffering to your mind, body, and emotions. If you find yourself suffering this year, you should reach out to someone that can truly help you, someone that understands the esoteric and emotional energy. You will not find your answers through the mainstream any longer. Feel before you embark on any journey. Only then will your mind know the right answer. We don't like to give too many predictions on outwardly pursuits because ultimately all the dysfunction on your planet has come from misunderstanding who you are. And in order to fix the planet, as you like to say, you must fix your inner self first. And that is why we give you this message. And be careful how many psychic messages you listen to, for some are deliberately put there to create fear and panic. So your discernment is called upon for all information this year that is passed around. We are forever in your service and we can be called upon any time. So obviously that's the Viridian consciousness that I work with. They are a collective frequency. They work with lots of different spiritual collective forces. And they obviously are working for the enhancement of this planet and the human population at this time. And there's a lot of advanced races coming back and watching and observing and assisting us. But ultimately, we have to save ourselves. We have to go into self-inquiry. It's so important. And there's going to be a lot more messages this year coming on that subject, really. So I will be back again soon, and I wish you all a happy January, and we'll speak again. Thank you.